Hey everybody, welcome to my first email response show, a show I'm going to try to do regular, whether it's monthly, bi-weekly, or weekly, we don't know yet. But basically, if you ever send me an email and I haven't replied to you, it's because I'm just bad at replying to my emails. So I'm going to try to do so by making videos, something that's easier for me to do than trying to type with my muckle hands, because I read all my emails on my phone, and I can't reply well. So if you require a short answer or a personal message, I'll reply through email still. If it requires a longer message, like the first one I'm going to get to, which kind of spawned this whole idea, I can't type it on my, I can't type, so I'm just going to go on my computer and record a video as a response and let you know where your email response is. So Andrew, buddy of mine, sent me an email talking about Seraphim. I'll read part of his email for you guys, and I'll give you my response to him. Basically, he wants to know how to start AOS, and when I try to reply to him, I was a disheveled, illiterate mess. That's why these have to be verbal instead of written. And my dog is running through my tripod, and she's not small. Okay, so Andrew says, I want to bring an AOS army the next time I'm down. I have a very old army, so much so that a lot of my models can be used in different roles because they are so old. I'm assuming he has some of the old metal skinks. I've had 3 games and they were terrible, 2 complete wipes in early days, and 1 win. That was only by luck. Well, for Age of Sigmar, that happens even to the most experienced of us. I want to start playing, but I'm so behind with the game. I want to start off on the right foot. I have the following: 5 Croxior, 12 Pterodon/Riptodactyl Riders, 2 Stegotrons, 3 Slandmage Priests. Oh, buddy, you have like the really old ones with the... We'll talk later. Actually, no. Reply to me. Do you have the really old ones with the Saurus holding the Paladin up? 2 Skink Priests, 60 Skinks with 3 commands, 3 Salamanders/Razordons. I don't know why it says slash. It's one or the other, bro. They're probably Salamanders. 60 Saurus Warriors with hands, weapon, and shields. A Sunblood, an Astroloth Bearer, a Warden, an Old Blood, a Scar Veteran. So many command character models. 10 Temple Guard, 2 Carnosaurs, 17 Cold One. Wow, you have a massive list. 17 Cold One Riders. So all these models will have been worked on regardless of slight conversions because they're so old. Example, 60 Skinks with short bows from back when they had short bows. Way back when Skinks came with short bows. Back in the Warhammer Fantasy 5th edition starter set when they came in. So the end of my question for you is this: what books would I need to buy to get into the game? What models are better? I can definitely talk about that. And so we can spend more time focusing on those models. And what are your thoughts, Lizardman and Age of Sigmar? Yeah, I got a lot of thoughts on that. But you did send me one more email. I want to read that. He had a follow-up email. And let's see how organized I am. Oh, I think I found it. Okay. The follow-up email he sent me is, I just picked up 15 more Temple Guard. So that brings my total to 25 Temple Guard. Nice. Okay. So let me go back to the original one. Yes, so Seraphim are a really strong army in Age of Sigmar. A key model to have is an Astroloth Bearer. You have one. That's very, very important. And Slandmage Priests. I only ever used 1, but you got 3. I wouldn't play with more than 1. I don't know. I'd try around with it, but the key to list for me is a Slandmage Priest and an Astroloth Bearer. Stegodons, sorry, I won't use that. Stegodons are awesome. There is a particular War Scroll battalion that uses Riptodactyls, but well, that's more advanced. So a list that I would really use with what you have is Skinks. They are so good in Age of Sigmar, especially if you like the play style of me. Like anybody's watched any battle report I've ever been in, I don't like to fight in combat with anything ever. I don't like to fight in the phase where my opponent also gets to play as well. I want to shoot and run. Skinks do that amazingly. If they get caught in combat, they have the ability to move when you activate them. When it's their turn to fight, they can just move 8 inches, as long as every model ends 3 inches away from all enemy models. It's great for charging units and then immediately moving 8 inches away from them, grabbing objectives. It's great for just screening all your stuff. Like some of the greatest screens, excuse me, you can get 40 of them for 200 points. I think you want to, in my opinion, you want to focus on your skinks right away. The Salamanders as well. hitting on threes, one attack each, hitting on threes, wounding on threes, -2 to your save, d6 damage, is so good. They're so scary. So your skinks and your salamanders, in my opinion, would be really high on priority, as well as the Astaroth Bear and 1 Sland Mage Priest. Like, you need those. Now, the Sunblood, the Old Blood, the Scar Veteran, all those things can wait. Carnosaurs, people are torn on them. I actually don't mind them. They're not amazing, but they're not bad. You can wait on them. Cold One Knights, I'm actually... No, like, in all honesty, I have 16 on my desk right now that I'm working on. They are not terrible. They're not great. Honestly, the Saurus in the Seraphim book are not that great. I'm talking about the Saurus Warriors, the Saurus Warriors, and the Saurus Cold One, or Saurus Knights, I think they're called. They're not great. Their stats aren't great. Only a 5-up save. They're not very killy. They're not very survival. They're very mediocre. They're not really expensive point wise either, so they're kind of okay. They just are purely outshined in combat by Temple Guard, which you have 25 now. Or sorry, they're called Source Guard now in this game. And the Skinks. So after you get your 3 Skinks built up, you have 3 units of 10 Skinks for your battle line. That's the first thing I would do. And your Astaroth Bear and your Sland Mage Priest. I'd work on your Temple Guard, so your Source Guard. They are fantastic. They have a 4-up save. If they're within 8 inches of, if I remember, I think it's 8 inches of another Seraphim hero, plus 1 of their saves, so that's a 3-up save. And you can put Mystic Shield on them for a 2-up save. You drop the Astaroth Bear, and they're rerolling their saves. Like, the only way to move these things is to use mortal wounds to kill them. They're so good. But they're very expensive. Like 200 points for like 5 models. No, not that much. 200 points for 10. 200 points for 10. They're really expensive, but they are super effective. They also have 3 combat attacks each, 2 of which are 3s and 3s with a rend. They're phenomenal. Those would be the next things I'd go with. I wouldn't buy anything personally until you got all this painted up, but the first thing I'd buy after all this would be Bastiladons. Bastiladons are so good. They ignore rends, they ignore mortal wounds on a 4+. They have a great shooting attack, the little turtle tank laser. I know some people like the little snake riders, but for this, the Arxosotek, the little snake things, I'm not a big fan of them. So, you know what? Let's open up this. I'm going to open up a Azir right now. I'm going to make a list of what I would use with the stuff that you have. This is probably more what you're looking for. Where I'd start there. I'm not saying I'm making an amazing army right now, but we're going to make one that is perfectly playable and can win you games, and it'll be fast to paint. Just bear with me as a Seraphim. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna add an Astaroth Bear for sure. Oh. Because they are so good. So good. We are adding a Sland Mage Priest, because they are so good. So good. Oh, sorry, they're called Star Masters now. Okay. Now, you have 2 Stegodons. I'm going to assume they're not Engines of the Gods. But I'm sure you can use one as an Engine of the Gods, and then next time you come down, I'll tell you that far from me. He lives like an hour away from me. Next time you come down, I can give you some bits left over from my bits box to finish him up as a Engine of the Gods. So yeah, I would do one of the Stegodons as an Engine of the Gods. That's a character, or sorry, a hero. Okay, we have a great start. So we have a Star Master, an Astaroth Bear, and an Engine of the Gods. Just solid starts for Seraphim. Okay, I'm going to add in your 3 Salamanders, because I wouldn't leave home without them. And then I'm going to add in, because it's separate, you have to put their handlers in separately. I don't like 3, and they're so expensive. I wouldn't bring 9. I would bring 6 of the 9 that you're gonna have. So you need to have 6 skink handlers and 3 salamanders. Great little shooting. You need the handlers with the salamanders because the salamander's shot is only 8 inches. You bring the handlers up to 12. Okay, now we got to get to your battle line. You got so many skinks. You need 3 battle line. I would bring for sure 2 units of 10 skinks for screening. And because you're not proxying, I'm assuming they're mostly bows. So would you use those short bows as blowpipes or would you use them as javelins? Probably blowpipes. I prefer blowpipes anyway. I'd call the short bows blowpipes. You have a 16-inch range, 1 shot each. It's 5s and 5s. It doesn't really do much, but they're not there to kill stuff. They're there to harass and grab objectives and run. From there, we're going to add the Source Guard. Yep, Source Guard. It's 100 points for 5. And you can make a max 20. Let's do it. It's a squad that's just not going to move. That's 400-point squad. Okay. We are now at 1,360 points. And all the important things are met. Yeah, we can just add gravy now. All right, we have some range shooting with the Engine of the Gods. We have some with the skinks in a way. We have some with the salamanders. We have a great anvil that's also a pretty good hammer in the Source Guard unit. Behemoths. Should we add your... You have 2... What is it? 2 Carnosaurs? One big scary monster to stand by the... Yeah, let's add 1. I like them. I use it quite often. We'll add into leaders. We're going to add a Saurus Scar Veteran. I think are better. One Saurus Scar Veteran. We're at 1,600 points. Okay, I like to say bring more skinks. If you can control the table with skinks, you know what? Let's do that. Let's really annoy your opponents. How many more units of skinks we fit in here? We got... Okay. We have all 60 of your skinks in this list in 10-man squads. Let's not do that. I think if I had 60 skinks painted up, I would do that and win every game. Because they're going to move to block your opponent from getting on objectives, and they're going to move on every objective. But let's try to be a little nicer to our opponents. Let's, instead of bringing 6 units of 10, let's bring 2 units of 30. So now your skinks will be hitting on 3s. This is a lot of models to paint, though. Okay, so for battle line, we have 2 units of 30 skinks, 1 unit of 20 Source Guard. We have our salamanders, we have the skink handlers, and we have 4 leaders: the Ashloth Bear, the Star Master, the Engine of the Gods, and the Scar Veteran. That's only 1,840 points. We have another 160 points to play with. I'd say more skinks. What do we have in here? Pterodons are not terrible. Croxigors are a nice little hammer too. We have 5 of them. That's a frustrating number because they're bought in 3s. So you really only have 3. More characters. I don't really see the need. Another Stegodon? Yeah. Let's add the other Stegodon. Wait a second. How come? Oh, he's there. We have 2 behemoths so far on the list, so we can add 1 more. Stegatron. Oh wait, we're over 80 points. I knew that. What will we take out? Yeah. We're going to drop that 20-man Source Guard unit down to 15. So to redo this list, or to re-go over the list for you, there's the first stuff I'd paint with the stuff that you have. The Ashloth Bear, he's not auto-included in the list. The Slan Star Master, you know him as the Mage Priest, you need 1 in your list. So good. Then you're going to make one of your Stegodons an Engine of the Gods. I have some bits for you. Just paint it up as is. Just don't glue the crew with a bow on. That's all. And then you're going to bring a Scar Veteran on a Carnosaur. You got your Carnosaur Rider. That's your 4 leaders. Oh, that's 4 of your leaders you can bring. And then for Battle Line, you have 2 units of 30 Skinks. And 15 Saurus Guard. Now, the Skinks are at a point level where you're not getting a discount from bringing them in squads of 30. You have to bring them in squads of 40 to get a discount. So you can really, if you choose to, make those 6 10-man squads and just be super annoying. I only have 40, and they're not even all painted. But yeah, I need to buy more. But yeah, try them at 30s, try them at 10s, but that's your battle line. Your 3 salamanders and the skink handlers for some shooting range, range punch. And then the other Stegodon with his bow for, he's good for killing characters, picking off the character that's trying to hide or that main's trying to hide with his bow. He's just great in combat, just charge in with it. That is a solid list. The Great Remember command trait for the Star Master is where you can just teleport 2 units around the field instead of 1 every turn. Phenomenal. It's so good that I think I would take that every time no matter what, even though the reroll 1s for casting spells is really good, but that one's just better. And relics, or what do you call them, artifacts. I always take the one that when the Slan, I always give the Slan or Athloth Bear, with when one of them dies on a 3+, they're back to life with D3 wounds. They're both good. I take that one almost every time. But how you play, here's a tip for playing this list, especially with all the skinks. Just play the objectives. Play the scenario. Don't worry about getting killed. Don't worry about killing them. Kill what you can, but get on the objectives and kill what's moving towards the objectives. Just focus on the objectives with this list, and you'll do absolutely fine. And bring it in. Get it painted and bring it in, and I'll play with with my Seraphim. We'll play together. And we'll make tweaks and stuff from there, but that's what I would start with. But after you all that painted, I'd go get everything else painted, because the Cold One Knights will be fun to play with. The Saurus Warriors, especially if 60 of them, man, if you get big blobs of them going, they do absolutely fine as well. The only problem with them is the 32 mil base is supposed to be on now, really cuts down their attacks. That's why I think the Skinks are so much better. But everything is usable, everything is fine, but just focus on your objectives, and remember to teleport units around the field. Great Remember, teleport 2 around the field, and just play the objective, slow your opponent down, and that's how you win with Seraphim. Even though I win most of my Seraphim games by killing my opponent, they just do really well with scenario, and focus on that. That's all I can say. Let me know how you go with that. Let me know how you feel about that. And if there's anything more, send me another email, and I'll reply with another video. Let's move on to somebody else. What's this one here? Okay, someone says, hey Steve, what's your thoughts on crisis suits with flamers? Either 2 flamers with the -1 AP system, or maybe 2 flamers and a missile pod each, or just plain 3 flamers. It's an incredible amount of auto hits that you do have, but you do have to get close. Okay, I'm not a big fan. I've had 1 6-man squad of suits, all with plasma, and only one of them had 3 flamers. Just be so annoying. The flamers were so annoying every turn. A whole squad of flamers. I just don't know if it cuts it. I would try it. I wouldn't glue it. I'd magnetize it. I'm not a big fan of flamers anymore, even though, when 8th edition first came out, I said a billion times, this is the edition of flamers. And they're still good at anti-air, and the bigger flame weapons are amazing, but the hand flamers, in the 3 on the, I'd bring 2 on a suit, and then advanced targeting, so they're all -1 AP. I'd do that if I brought flamers. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I don't think it'd be fantastic. I think points permitting, missile pods will always be better. If you're more worried about points, a flamer's 9 points, and a plasma rifle is 11. I take the 3 plasma rifles over 3 flamers every time. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say from experience, but it's not for me. Though I think I should try it. And actually, if you've tried it, since you sent me this email, which was a while ago, let me know. Let me know how it went for you. Yeah, not for me, though I'm by no means an experienced Tau player. I've only played a handful of games. I had a whole bunch of fantasy emails, which I seem to have missed. They're different. Okay, so a bunch of you asked me about fantasy, Warhammer Fantasy, and when I'm going to cover it on my channel. I have one uploading right now. I don't know when I'm going to release it because I can sit on it forever. Because Warhammer Fantasy. I've just been so busy lately to get a bunch of fantasy in, though Cohen is back from school and it is summer, so I always get more fantasy film in the summer. I'm going to try to film a whole bunch that I can release it slowly, because the rules are, it's not going to be updated. I can record like 30 tomorrow, or at least one a month for the next 30 months, but that would be dumb. I would like to get a whole bunch of films over the summer and slowly release them over the next year, but we'll see how it goes. I got one more about Tau. I get a bunch of emails about Tau when I first started doing Tau. I try to organize them properly, but I've not done well. So hi Steve, firstly, I love what you guys do. I've been a Vault member for about 6 months, talking about mini wargaming. If you're not aware about mini wargaming, then why are you watching me? You probably have no idea who I am. Now you're one of my favorite contributors. Thank you, I appreciate that. I too reluctantly made the move to 40k after End Times AOS. Wait. Oh, but it's a whole different topic. I see what you're saying. I too luckily made the move to 40k after End Time / AOS, but that's a whole different topic. You said I too. I was playing 40k before the End Times. End Times. I've been playing Tau since 7th edition, and I'd like to welcome you to the greater good and pass on some things I've learned in my years of playing Tau. Firstly, the reason I chose Tau when starting 40k was I played Wood Elves in Fantasy, and for me, the movement is the most important phase. I 100% totally agree with you. Both in Warhammer Fantasy and in Warhammer 40k, the movement phase is the most important phase. I have a video. I'm going to put this up tonight. I know it's late. I'm going to do it anyway. In a few hours, I'm going to release a 40k video. I'm going to give a quick spoiler about tomorrow's game, or the game's going to be a few hours. So jump ahead about 20 seconds if you don't want a spoiler. Yeah, okay. Every time I just get lazy and don't play the movement phase properly, I lose the game, and that's what's going to happen. Like, movement phase is the most important phase in all these games. All right, let's just wait for everybody who jumped ahead 20 seconds to catch up. But basically, you haven't missed anything yet. The movement phase is the most important phase. This is something the Wood Elves owned, and after some research, I learned Tau were the same, fast and shooty. I was sold. I now have almost 8,000 points of Tau and have a blast every game. Awesome. That's the most important part. We have to have fun when we play these games. Though, I wouldn't call Tau a fast army. Though you are more experienced than I am. Well, with Tau anyway. I meant, like, I don't know, we experience as a whole. You clearly are more experienced with Tau than I am. While I respect your choice of the Tau step, I feel obligated to warn you not to sacrifice your movement phase. Tower boat board control. Okay, well, I mean, I'm not a, I don't like when people say stuff like that. Look, let me rephrase that. I don't like when people say Army X is about board control. Because Warhammer 40k 8th edition is about board control. Every army is about board control. The game is about board control. So while what you said, Tower about board control, is not false, the game is about board control. I played Tau the way Luca played his Necrons in your bat rep. Oh, because this was after I did the Tau get started bat rep. It's very easy to do with Tau. Even the new Deep Strike rules post FAQ. You can dominate most of the board turn 1 with Clever Infiltrators. I'll get to stealth suits and ghost kills shortly. And scout modes. Okay, sorry, you can't see. I'm reading parentheses. I'll try to read better for you guys. I play Farsight Enclave and absolutely love Crisis Suits. By far my MVPs almost every game. Their firepower on such a mobile platform is truly devastating. Okay, so you were the first person ever. Sorry, let me rephrase that. You were the first Tau player I've ever had an email from, or spoke to directly, or read a comment in like YouTube that loved Crisis Suits. I personally love Crisis Suits. When I first read the Tau book before playing a game, when I was doing the Tau first thoughts, first impressions thing, I'm like, these Crisis Suits, they seem pretty okay. but their point cost is too high, in my opinion. I've played a few games with them since, and I love Crisis Suits. I think their point costs are absolutely fine. Crisis Suits are fantastic. And I've just upset a bunch of Tau players, and there's a bunch of comments below. Tell me why I'm wrong. First and most important lesson for Tau players is never look at a unit in a vacuum. That's true of every, yep, you're right. Tau are about synergy and combos. Yes, yeah. For example, Crisis and Stealth teams, Darkstrider and Breachers. Darkstrider and Breachers, eh? Strike teams and Fireblades. Yep, Stealth teams are my second favorite unit. They're the perfect harassment unit, hard to kill, mobile, decent firepower, and assault weapons. Now, their biggest selling point is their homing beacons, being able to lure enemy units in close to them. Deep strike flamers fusion directly on top of your opponent's units after flying the stealth away has literally won me games. Yeah, I can see that. Another cool combo slash trick is 10 Breachers plus Darkstrider and a Devilfish. Charge the Devilfish, survive combat, unload and fly away. What does that mean? Another cool combo slash trick is 10 Breachers plus Darkstrider and a Devilfish. Charge with the Devilfish, survive combat, unload and fly. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, get your guys out of the Devilfish and fly away. I was thinking like unload your guns. I don't know. 20 strength 6 AP -2 shots with +1 to wound is truly devastating. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. I should try it actually. I'll attach my 2,500 point go-to list for you. You can drop the Yavara, Riptide, and you're almost at 2,000. Yeah, the Yavara, I know Tau players just love that thing to death. I've run this with great success, a variety of opponents and armies. I'll throw a pick of my converted Farsight 2, just because it's pretty. Oh, thank you. Feel free to ask me any questions you might have. Again, thank you for all you do. Yeah, okay, so every game I've played my Tau so far, or not my Tau, the Tau so far, I've tried to keep my list relatively inexpensive financially to get into the army, because the Tau games I've played so far, I've been with the Mini Wargaming Studio Army, and I don't really like playing with not my own stuff. I only picked up the Tau and played a few games with them because when we were doing all the codex reviews and battle report type stuff, because we were so busy when the Tau 1 came out and nobody was a big Tau player in studio where I work, my day job, we never did a Tau codex review / bat rep thing, and the community was so vocal about wanting us to do it that I just picked up some Tau and did it so people would get what they kept asking for, and I enjoyed it. Not all the disagreement with every email I got, not all that polite, mostly about Crisis Suits, but I try to keep my, so either way, so I play with the studio stuff, and I try to use the stuff that if I were to enjoy this and I wanted to buy stuff and play with Tau, like have my own Tau army, what would I buy first? What would be the cheapest way to get into it with the Tau Get Started box sets? So that's why I try to make my lists around. So I haven't played a whole lot with Breachers and a lot of Devilfish. Though the list I came up with, list I put together with, I've been playing a varied form of it in like the last 3 or 4 bat reps I've done with them. I haven't done more than that. Have been, 6 to 9 Crisis Suits, Fire Warriors. I actually enjoy it. And it's weird for me to build one list and actually enjoy it. I typically like to have everything in a codex. So if I were to get around to starting a Tau army, I would stick with the list that I've been playing, because it's, like I said, it's easiest to make it into. Though so thank you for your email, and I'll end that, but I want to point out something that this leads directly into. I have been so busy lately that I've recently just decided to stop painting armies, personally. So I'll probably end up playing with the studio stuff more instead of starting my own Tau army. I've been painting nonstop for the last 4 years. I've been working at Mini Wargaming. I'm actually now looking into getting my own commission studios. I couldn't find the right word to paint my stuff for me. I'm gonna have to stop painting my stuff so I can focus more on making videos. So I'm gonna make more videos for my channel, make more videos as a whole, and stop painting not everything. There's like whenever I want to add more Dark Angels to my army list, I'll paint it up because I've already started the army. But anything new from here on out, I'm probably gonna have commission done. Unfortunately, I say that with heavy heart because I absolutely love painting. It's my favorite part of the hobby. But it's been taking up so much of my time that I just need to take a step back from it. So I probably won't be starting a personal Tau army, but you will definitely see me playing more Tau, just not with my own stuff. And that's that. I have a bunch more, but I actually talked way longer than I expected to. And yeah, the rest of you guys I'll try to get to in a future one. But any more emails coming in from here on out, I'll try to reply this way if I can. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy wargaming.